about 4 days, I'm leaving to go jump back on Mojo with Burt, and we are flying. I'm flying from Asheville down to Key West, and then the plan is we'll take a boat and head to the Marquesas Islands first, and then we leave the Marquesas Islands. Maybe we could stay for a couple days there, but then we head to the Dry Tortugas, and hopefully there for, I'd say, at least 3 or 4 days. There's a lot of good dive sites and a lot of things to do, so that's kind of what I'm hoping we're going to do. So that's the plan. I already sent down some of my clothes and stuff with Judy, so the nice part is I don't have to fly with everything. So run down there, have a good time, put the boat up for the year, and that'll be it. That's what we're doing. All right, so just rolled in, took a taxi, got to the dinghy dock. A little dinghy dock here, just waiting for Burt to come running around the corner and pick me up. But here we are, back in Key West. All right, here's Burt. Come pick me up, take me out in the boat. We're getting ready to go for a little ride.
We got Super Ryan, scuba, super scuba.
Getting ready.
A wet boat.
Yeah, getting ready to start this off right. All right, so Burt and I heading out, getting ready to get wet. Burt tells me I'm a fool for not having a rain jacket on, but last time I had a rain jacket on, the damn zipper's all froze up.
Oh, he's gonna get soaked.
I'm gonna get soaked. I got 2 dry bags trying to block any bit of this water, but
no, I'm gonna be kind. I'm not gonna.
Burt's gonna goose it.
I'm gonna try to keep it dry.
We'll see how that goes down. We're definitely getting wet, as Burt promised. There she is, old Mojo. I haven't seen her since November. Dry dock. She's looking good. And all right, we back on board. It's been a while, but here we are out here at Garrison Bight in Key West. What is it? It's April 10th. April 10th. And as Burt said, I did get wet, but oh well. That's part of the game. So, old Mojo's still hanging in there, looking good. I'm sure Burt polished her up real nice for me, like. Oh yeah. Alright, so Burt and I are sitting here looking at the calendar and also looking at just the weather windows and seeing where we want to go and what the weather's going to look like. And really, it looks darn good over the next week and a half in order for us to be able to do all the stuff we're shooting for. So, Burt started up the diesel. Trying to decide if we're going to leave tomorrow or Tuesday. I just spent about an hour unpacking, getting my bunk all set. So, got my bed all set up. And yeah, we're just sitting here kind of getting ready to powwow about a plan. Alright, so we're trying to decide exactly where we want to leave out of. Here's Key West, there's the Marquesas, and there are 2 different routes. You can either go up over north, or go up and down, or go down and south and go there. We want to decide where it is in the Marquesas we want to camp, because it makes sense on which way you want to leave. So that's kind of what we're playing with. Burt's all nervous about his nasty riding, but anyway, we got to get our food together. We're planning on what, 8 days is what we're thinking?
Yep, 8 days.
And the problem is that list yet doesn't have anything about cookies yet, does it?
All right, cookies.
Cookies. Put the damn cookies down. Yes, we're looking kind of sparse over here in Cookie Land. Normally Cookie Land is right here in this drawer, and as you can see, there's not a cookie in there, so we're gonna have to fix that situation. So, all right, we literally have been off the plane for about an hour and a half. Burt and I've got our grocery store list together. Back on Juju, the wonderful car of Mojo. There goes Mojo in the background. And we're heading in to go to make a grocery store run.
Back a little bit, you got soaked.
This is what you call sketchy right here. This is sketchy. Sometimes when you do our grocery store runs, we come up under this bridge here. Alright.
Damn, son, you need to lose some weight.
This is what we call full service here.
I told Ryan if he would come go sailing with me, I'd do all the work.
So, Burt's taking me for a ride in the shop cart. It ain't even heavy yet.
There's a little bit of a hill here.
Burt's got it though, he's tough like that. Alright, so Burt just had to do the big deed of dropping off the keys to the gate. And Burt, how long have you been here at Garrison Bight Mooring Balls here in Key West?
A long time, since December 15th or 18th, something like that.
So we're going
4
on
months.
4 months.
4 months.
So-
4 months, and I've been stuck in Key West for 4 months. I'm sure I'm getting a lot of sympathy off of that.
So he dropped off the keys, and so we're now we're keyless, and so tomorrow we're gonna have to leave from right here and head west towards
Dry Tortugas.
head towards Dry Tortugas, and we're just got to decide if we stay at Boca Grande, Marquesos, how we're gonna work all that, but we'll figure it out as we go. But there's a great sunset behind us today, isn't there?
I'm sure it'll be on film. Oh yeah, look at that sunset.
.30 on Monday, and oh man, I slept good. Probably went to bed about 10 o'clock. Burt and I watched some F1 last night, but I kept falling asleep. I was so tired from flying in. But anyway, it's good to be back on Mojo. I'll show you what's going on outside. Alright, so we just untied from the mooring, and behind us is all of Key West. Our buddy boat for the week, the Carnival Dream. We'll be rafting up with those guys.
William T. Trump.
We got the Sail out. Ready to kill the engine. Let the sailing start. Alright. So we've decided that I think we're going to go up to the Marquesos tonight. And so anyway, there's Key West. And we've sailed on down here, and then we're going to pop up to the Marquesos, and then tomorrow we'll make the big jump to the Dry Tortugas. That's the plan. We got some downwind sailing going on. And there's some good sized waves stacking up behind us that we're just surfing right down them. Here comes a nice 5-footer. Just surfing down the way. All right, so we just set anchor here at the backside of Marquesos, or I guess technically the west side of Marquesos. So we're all anchored off, and should have showed that on film, but we forgot to. We're so excited. It's a little windy out here today. As you can see, we got the old chain going through. We got the snubber snubbing away. You got 100 feet out.
When you're on the boat with the famous Scuba Ryan, you get chicken named after your boat. Mojo chicken rotisserie, the best.
Yeah, per contract agreement, Burt always does the cooking, and I always do the dishes. And the reason for that being is I can't cook worth a darn, and Burt always makes yummy looking things like that. And I think we're gonna put some of this chicken in there. You can't see the chicken, but it's in there, and he's looking good, and he's Mojo style.
That's the Mojo chicken.
Yes. We pulled in here. At about, I'm gonna say we pulled in around 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock, and got on the hook. There's 3 boats out here, or 3 other boats out here with us. We can't tell if they're gonna go to the Marquesos, or if they're going to the Dry Tortugas, or if they're coming back from the Tortugas. If they're coming back from the Tortugas, man, they really beat into it today, wouldn't they? I mean, it would have been a pretty rough day.
They'd be going the wrong way.
Yeah, today would not have been the day to have gone to the east.
Way.
Bad idea.
You gotta tell that story.
Yeah, so of course 2 years ago, when Judy and I were itching to please get out of Key West to head to the Bahamas, Burt said, "I'm telling you guys, the wind's in the wrong direction." Of course, the navigational geniuses that Judy and I were, which meant we had 0 miles under us, really, said it'd be okay. And of course, we went out, and it was like what, 5, 6, 7 foot seas. I mean, and we were beating into it for, I don't know, about a mile until this guy went by us. And when I say went by us, he went within 100 feet of us, close enough that he shouted, and we could clearly hear him say, "You're going the wrong way." And I mean, the boat was just plowing through waves, and we pulled over.
Who was laughing?
yeah, Burt was laughing. We pulled over Boca Chica, I think is the next island after Key West. We didn't go far, and we pulled over and called it a night. And then the next day, we decided to go to Key West. So Burt was right.
Next day, we went to Great Harbor Cay.
Yes.
In the very hours.
Just took a long time. It took,
34 hours.
That's right. So anyway, tomorrow I think we're going to get up early. Here after dinner, I think we're going to set up the pole so that it's good to go, and then tomorrow get up early because there's a little bit of wind looking like it's going to come through 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and we've read that there's some sketchy holding there in the Tortugas, and so we want to get there a little early, get set, and obviously from from the looks of it, we've got 3 other people that are going to go there tomorrow also, if we had to guess, because of the 3 boats that are here today. So we'll get out of here, crack it on, get there, get our anchor dove, make sure everything's good, register with the Rangers, and make that home for a couple of days. So that's the plan.
Snorkel.
Let's look at this chicken.
Snorkel.
Look at this chicken.
Looks like it's pretty well chickened.
Yeah.
They chicken the shit out of this.
So out here we've got 2 other boats. This guy and that guy. And then around the other side we got that guy way out there. And then tomorrow we're gonna head that way. Alright, so we just finished up dinner, which was amazing, by the way. Burt made some rice and chicken.
That is easy to please.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then we just came out here just to check on sunset, which just happened back there. And we realized that our neighbor boat, who you may be able to see him out that off my shoulder there, who used to be like right beside us, is now, I don't know, 250, 300 yards back there now. So he's obviously dragging. The good news is if he drags, it is about 40 miles to Dry Tortugas, which is the next place he would touch. I guess he could technically just pick his anchor up and probably drift all night and still not get there. So I guess that's the good news of things. But anyway, that's what we're checking out this evening. Life on the boat, late night game of cards, gin. See how much Burt's cheating over here.
It was 19.
So you're saying I finally won a hand?
You did win a hand.
Other than it's like 104 to 2 now.
Early morning here on Mojo. Ryan's still asleep. Sun's just coming up. My favorite time of day. West of Key West. It's going to be a nice sunrise. Beautiful morning.
Alright, so it's dawn patrol time. It's almost 7 a.m. It's time to get this anchor up and get going. So here we go. About 42 miles, 7 o'clock. I think we're going to make an average of 6 today. So if so, then we should be sitting there probably, let's see, 6:40, 7 hours. So yeah, we should get there 2 o'clock in the afternoon is probably what the plan is. So we'll see. But Burt just started up the engine. We'll work this anchor. Alright, just like that, we have the head sail up and out on the pole. And behind us, we have 3 boats that are sleeping in. And we got 1 boat that's getting stuff done early in the morning. That's how we roll on Mojo. There goes the planes. They've dropped off people and now they're heading back to go get more. Alright, it's about 9 9 o'clock. We have put in about 9.5 miles this morning. And we've got wind at our back, as you can see from the US flag back there. Normally we'd be surfing down the waves, but there's definitely some mix-up of seas out here, some confused seas. So we are getting some rolliness too. Every once in a while we get pushed, like that one right there just pushed us. But then about every 5th or 6th wave is a rolly one. So you're definitely getting a little bit of side-to-side action, but for the most part we're doing well. Speed seems to be staying pretty consistent at 5.5 knots or better. So that's been going well. You see we got about 15, 16, 17 knots of wind off our back. So just gonna keep on keeping on. Crazy out here right now. Burt just spotted some dolphins, so we were just trying to see if we could run up here and see them, but they ran off, I guess. So we weren't fun enough for them. But anyway, all we got out is the head sail, and we got the pole on. We've done 20 miles so far, and we got about 20 miles to go. So we are at the halfway point at this time. And it's about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. So we should roll in there around, should be rolling in right around that 3 o'clock time like we had planned. Winds pick up to low 20s about that time. So it'd be a good time to get in there and tuck in behind the fort. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so it's 1 o'clock and we've had a pretty relaxing sail. It's all been downwind today. And I'd say we've been averaging just over 5 knots, even though, gosh, it feels like a little bit faster. Boat's definitely been jumping around a little bit, but Burt and I both handled it no problem. I actually took a nap and Burt woke me up for some dolphins off the bow, which is really cool. But we're about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes out from the Dry Tortugas. And then we'll grab a spot there and anchor out and see how that plays out. We're hoping that the big amount of wind, I say big amount of wind, upper teens that it's been the last couple days won't affect the visibility, and hopefully we won't be blown out for snorkeling. So we really want to snorkel around the Dry Tortugas. So we'll see. We keep on seeing the planes going back and forth flying people back and forth to the fort, and we did see the ferry this morning, and I guess the ferry stays there all day, so the ferry will probably be leaving, I guess, in about 3 more hours, and so anyway, we're heading in there. Still, again, just have the head sail up. That's all we've had up all day long, and we haven't moved it once. It's literally looked like that for 6 hours now, so it's been real easy on that side of things. All right, we got an official land ho. We can see the fort, although it's very, very flat. It's not a very tall fort. We just saw it, and we're about 5.5 miles out from it, so looking good. And yet another, you won't be able to see it, but there's another seaplane, and these guys just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day long. So this is at least that plane's 4th trip, right? Out and back, out and back, out and back. I mean, that's what they do. They take people out there. So we're hoping that we'll get to see them enough this week that we'll never want to see another seaplane again. So, but anyway, we just saw land. We're excited. I can see it clearly now. I mean, the fort is right in front of us. So we're gonna wrap around the back end of it, see if we can find a nice little spot to be safe for the next couple of days and drop an anchor.
What a lazy day.
It's been a pretty lazy day, hasn't it?
It's been pretty nice. I mean, we sat the head sail when we left. You know, other than dodging a couple of shallow areas right when we left the anchorage. You know, this is pretty much what I've been doing all day, just watching the charts and making sure we're not going to run into any other boats.
But you've only seen, what, two or three boats all day, right?
2 boats, not anywhere close to us. And I mean, we haven't touched that head sail.
No.
We just haven't even touched it. So
now the pole did real well for us today, huh?
yeah, it's that rig really made it easy. Kept the sail out, kept it full of wind, and but it's amazing. These waves have really built up. I mean, I'm seeing some, maybe, I mean, at least 5, if not maybe every once in a while a 6-foot wave. Fortunately, they're pushing us along, and every once in a while we're seeing speed as high as 7 knots, just one sail up. So
yeah,
pretty good stuff.
And the wind stayed consistent the whole day, which has been amazing, right? I mean, like, it hasn't been going back and forth. Pretty much same amount of same upper teens.
Yeah, I think true wind has been pretty steady around 18 all day, maybe 17, but not uncomfortable. You know, not uncomfortable. I'm getting excited too. I mean, Dry Tortugas gets bigger and bigger every minute, and it's going to be fun to check that out.
Yeah, we got the fort in sight.
Motor around the harbor a little bit, pick out an anchorage, and wait for all the Turons to leave, and we'll have the place almost to ourselves, which is really pretty cool. I mean, how many times do you get a national park to yourself? I mean, we'll let you know later, but I think, you know, we can't really tell how many boats are in there now, but there may be 10 or 12 people there.
Yep.
You know, including the Rangers. There's a couple of Rangers that stay all the time, but I don't know how much free running the place we'll have, but I know that we can get on shore and hang out by the walls. So I'm really excited about that part of it.
Heck yeah. Let's see what we got currently. I again doubt anybody can see this, but right over there we can see it, and I do see what I'm guessing to be a couple of masts. Doesn't look like a ton of masts, but there's definitely a couple masts over there. So you know, hopefully we'll get a little cruiser vibe.
Yeah, it's about looking out of the natural eye or the normal view. That's about how big the fort looks at this point right now.
Yeah. Very flat though. There's nothing really tall about it. All right, going right by the green marker here. Fort Jefferson's right there. And it looks like only 3 sailboats anchored out inside. Maybe one on the back side there. And it looks like maybe even one coming in. So very, very empty compared to what we thought. I mean, I think we were thinking there would be, 30 boats here, but there's definitely one now I see on the backside. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sailboats, and then way out there looks like there might be another sailboat coming in. So anyway, we might have this thing to ourselves essentially for a couple of days. All right, so in the last, I'd say 10 minutes, we've had the ferry leave and 2 of the planes leave, and it is 3:10 p.m. and just like that, we now own the Dry Tortugas. We own them now, don't we, Burt?
6 or 7 other boats.
6 other boats, maybe. Yes. So we just.
Oh, look at the Ranger walking across the.
Yeah. There's a couple more tourists. Wondering how they're getting home. Maybe there's one more flight. There could be one more flight coming. Those guys might be dropping off and coming back. But anyway, it just emptied out real quick. And then at 5 o'clock, I think is when it really, really empties out.
Oh, he's taking the flag down.
All right, just got done diving the anchor. And it's buried. It's in gray sand. And I'd say it's every bit of 15, 16 foot deep. And so we're good. We're good for holding here. We don't have to worry about running into the fort behind us. There's a plan, so good sand all behind it. Well, that was one awesome sail we had the last 2 days. So we are here in Anchorage, just dove the anchor. Everything's good. We're getting ready to go on shore, but I'm a little hungry. So, to celebrate this passage, I want to make sure to eat up something good. Oh, that's good. Cold soup in a can works every time. It's been 48 hours since we have been ashore. And now we're getting ready to start the dinghy up and go into shore.
No, we're not. Not until you give me the key.
Gotta have the key. Alright, we're leaving Mojo for the first time. 2 days. Even though we could have stayed dry, Bert's gonna go into the daggone waves. Uh-oh, somebody done dropped the rope. Well, that'll be alright. Alright, Fort Jefferson, here we come. Mojo's right there. Fort Jefferson right there. Fort Jefferson is a former U.S. military coastal fortress in the Dry Tortuga National Park. It is the largest brick structure in the Americas, covering nearly 16 acres and made of over 16 million bricks. Among United States forts, only Fort Monroe in Virginia and Fort Adams in Rhode Island are larger. Construction of the fort started in 1846. Its goal was to suppress piracy in the area. After 15 years of construction, the fort was complete by 1861. After dealing with several hurricanes and yellow fever, the War Department decided to shut the fort down in 1889. The fort was then handed over to the Marine Hospital Service to operate as a quarantine station. And in 1935, President Roosevelt designated the fort a national monument, thus becoming part of the National Park Service. Over the next couple of days, we spent many hours walking around the fort, always waiting until after the tourists had left, and we literally had the whole fort to ourselves. We were blown away by the time and effort that went into making such an amazing structure, and about how far away it was from anything else. So we walked in, talked to this really cool park ranger, and super nice guy.
Bird nerd.
And then we just ran into a bird nerd. He told us all about all kinds of this birds that we're seeing here, which is like very, very rare. Peregrine falcon and
Four types of falcons.
yeah, a couple hawks.
Peregrine, like you said, peregrine and
Yeah. And right now we're walking along the edge of the base or the fort. You can see the moat back here behind me, and it is just stunning. What do you think it is? 65 feet up in the air here, Burt? But yeah, man, this is great. Just a nice little day out here. The last plane is leaving right now, and so once that plane leaves, it'll be 5:30, and that's it. You're on the island. You're stuck here. This is you for the night. So anyway, we're having a good time. As usual, Mr. Burt is chefing it up for us tonight. Some potatoes.
tater cakes, chicken. I don't know when I talk about food, I get even more rednecky.
Yeah, we get rednecking it up. Salad. And then
Redneck
Burt
chef.
has made his own salad dressing. So we're excited about this wonderful meal.
Oh, yeah, we're really excited about that.
Yes, we are. It looks good. It's got mustard and all kinds of goodness. Alright, so we're just finishing up dinner, but gotta tell you guys about the drama that we had coming into this evening. As we were up on the fort looking down on Mojo, we noticed that there was a Beneteau coming in, and it's the same one that we saw anchored with us last night. And so as we were coming in to dinghy into our boat, we were watching, and it was pretty chaotic where they were trying to anchor. And of course, it was right between us and a catamaran, and they were trying to anchor in front of us in some seagrass, which we all know has very little holding abilities. But after, I would say, at least 10 attempts, Burt, would you say about 10 attempts?
It was a bunch, for sure.
It was a lot. I mean, they just could not get the hook to grab, partially because they just weren't putting out enough scope. So anyway, we hollered at them and tried to give them a hand, and so they've now got their anchor in. That's them right there in the Beneteau, and the catamaran that's right beside them. As you can see, they are darn close, and they're dancing because they don't have a bridle. And so anyway, that's what happened today. Once they finally did put their hook in, I did jump out in the water and swim the anchor just to make sure, because it's a charter boat, so we know they don't have a ton of experience. So anyway, but the anchor's set. Whether or not they'll skip into the side of that catamaran's to be still to be seen. So we'll see. All right, just waking up on day number 2 here at Dry Tortugas, and looks like all the boats held just fine, and just waking up to this amazing sunrise. The Yankee Freedom, the big ferry, and the planes won't be here for about another, I don't know, hour or so, maybe 2 hours. So we get to still enjoy the quietness of things like it is. So we'll take it. So we got a situation first thing this morning. That catamaran was in line with those 3 boats. He was right back there, and he is drug up on the fort there. And literally, we just watched. I mean, you can see the guy standing there on shore, and he was just talking to the ranger, and he just walked over to the sugar scoop on the back of the boat and was getting somebody to hand him something. So he is hard ashore. The good news is we're at high tide. The bad news is, and there's the ranger. You can see him just on the other side of the pole, talking to the guy. The bad news is it's almost at high tide. So he's getting ready. If he doesn't get off in the next hour, he's on there all day because there's no getting him off. But this is exactly what I was worried about, especially that guy. He came in a little bit later than everybody else. He came in later than everybody else and went really close to everybody.
Yeah, and seems pretty sturdy right here, so that should be enough to just yank it that way. Guys, but it'd be like, no, we can only
Watch yourself, Bert.
But we can't help you. Like, really? You guys are park rangers? And like, you got these big boats there with big motors, and you can't just give me a. Well, they're like, nope, I want to. Good luck.
Okay, we got 3. In true cruiser fashion, many people came out to help out. Unfortunately, the more people came out, the more chaotic it got. Driving a dinghy backwards while pulling a tow rope is much different than any way we normally drive them. Therefore, it took quite a bit of time for people to get used to the different feel of things. The dinghies also had to be very careful not to run over one another's tow rope. It took us a while, but we started to make slow progress on moving the big catamaran. Unfortunately, time was against us because the planes were getting ready to land any minute now. All right, we're coming off.
Hey, Ryan, keep it tight while I got the stuff.
Okay. We're moving a little bit. There's Bert. And then we got a plane coming in. This plane just landed. Alright, so that guy is getting ready to parallel park between us and that land, I believe. And he may be going a little further is what he's going to do. Alright, so we got this guy starting his engines up. This guy's on hold, wait. It's full gusto. There he goes. Valet parking. Right there's Mojo. Right off, if you look off the boat, you see that. Back it up, Terry. Back it up, Terry. is the anchor not coming up? Let's see. Alright, out a little bit.
It came out yesterday.
Yeah, out just a little bit. Right in front. Stay right there for a second. Alright, you're good, go. Anchor's up. Anchor square. Alright, so we're good. Now we gotta go re-anchor. We had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dinghies pulling, and we got it. And literally high tide is like right now, so it timed out perfectly. Right, high tide wasn't like last night at 2 in the morning.
I know.
Now we gotta re-anchor. Alright, so we've got the anchor in, and it looks like it's locked in, but I'm gonna go dive this thing real quick and make sure it's all the way locked in. We don't have any more uh-ohs. So I'm putting my fins on, getting ready to jump in. Alright, so we just got done diving the anchor. The anchor is dug in, and yeah, we just got back from that, but they should be good. God, what do you think? Total of 8 people came to help? I mean,
Yeah,
five dinghies, probably a total of 8 people helping, and literally high tide hit the minute that we were all pulling. So I think all that did pretty well to help out the situation. But yeah, we got it taken care of. I double checked the bottom of the boat, swam the sail drive, and no damage that I can see. So looks like they're gonna get off scot-free on that deal.
lucky on that.
Yeah, they got real lucky, because that could have easily have messed up. So anyway, that's where things stand. So we're hitting some food and getting out. So the Super Nice Rangers here printed us out these awesome wind maps. So we're just getting an update. It's been 50 some odd hours since our wind printouts were printed, and these are 15 minutes old. So we're looking to see about when a good leave time would be. And we're checking both the wind here, and we're checking the wind in Fort Myers. So that one tells us what the wind's going to be doing here for the next week. This one tells us what's going to be happening in Fort Myers the next week. Alright, so we got our weather report and everything, and I think it looks like it's going to be a Friday leave time. So we're going under the Yankee here, or by the Yankee, Freedom. And now we're heading out to go snorkeling off of Windjammer or something. So, alright, so we're heading to Loggerhead. Gonna do some snorkeling. See how dark and blue this is?
Yeah.
40 feet right there. It goes from 3 to 4 feet to 40 right here. I bet that's shark heaven right there.
I bet that's in rip current too.
Alright, so unfortunately, Burt and I were not able to find the boat, sunken boat. I guess that's the thing about it, it's sunken, right? So it's not the easiest thing to find. But what we were able to do is get over here to Loggerhead Key, and this place is freaking awesome. There's a lighthouse behind me there. And anyway, we're gonna explore this and maybe do a little bit of studying on our navionics and see if we can figure out why we weren't able to find the mooring buoy for the sunken boat that we were gonna dive. So that's what we're doing. Check out this awesome lighthouse we found. How often do you see a lighthouse with a palm tree like that? Look at that crazy palm tree. Anyway, we may not have found the windjammer, but we did find this cool island. I do have my swim gear on, so I'm all swimming gear ready. But yeah, awesome lighthouse. So this morning we were going through the to-do things, and one of the things that Burt was talking about was switching out the belt on the engine, and so we're just taking a look at that right now. What do you think, Burt?
It's the right belt. Yeah, that's the one that was on it.
So our last full day here at Dry Tortuga. Burt, as always, cooking up some breakfast. We got some eggs, some sausage, and some bacon. That was looking
There's your
good.
breakfast.
That was looking real good.
Your breakfast is ready.
Fogging up the screen here. It's so good. Some sausage, some bacon. And right on time is the Yankee Freedom, bringing all the tourists to the dock. So the two planes arrived about 5 minutes ago, and now a ferry boat just arrived. All of them come from Key West. The ferry boat stays for the whole day, so he'll be here for about 5 hours. And those planes will take off and on a couple of times over the next couple of hours. But if you don't get here on one of those 3 items right there in that video, if you're not getting here on those planes or that ferry, then the only other way to get here is a private sailboat or motor yacht. So per regulations here in the Dry Tortugas, we're supposed to have a dive flag, and we don't have a dive flag. And anybody who doesn't know Burt should know this guy can figure anything out. Judy, I know this is your favorite blanket, but it may be getting sacrificed later today due to not wanting a $100 ticket or whatever it is for diving without a dive flag. So we'll see. Burt, what are you thinking? Is Judy gonna be mad at us?
I'm thinking you need to hand me the scissors.
We're cutting this thing.
Judy's not gonna know.
Judy's not gonna know. Okay, we'll cut. All right, Burt has done it. He's taking this wonderful red blanket of ours, cut it to make the flag. We got one side down. Got one side to go. Now, technically, the white stripe goes from left to right, but this will be okay.
You're messing with me.
I'm just messing with Burt. All right, hold it up. Hold it up. Let's see. I mean, I think that should work, right? Solid. Solid. And then we've got a little wire here that we're going to somehow figure out a way to put that wire in or around this thing to make it so it stands out.
Need something. Something sharper.
Where's that knife? Clunky, clunky. Coming in for the snip. Like that. I'd call that a win. Yeah, I'd say that's solid.
If they want to give us a ticket now, they're going to have to really want to give us a ticket.
Exactly. Getting ready to go dive off the backside of a fort, and there's also a little reef out a little ways, and there's supposedly like a shipwreck that maybe there was some bricks or something that are out in the ocean, so we'll go check that out. All right, so we found ourselves a little spot. Bert's got the flag going on.
Check out the dive flag.
I think we're legit.
Semi-legit.
If not, maybe we only get like a half a ticket. Maybe we get like a $40 ticket instead of an $80 ticket. We're losing sun. It's starting to get a little dark out, a little rain cloud above us. All right, so it's Friday morning, 7 o'clock. The sun didn't really brighten things up till just a moment ago, so we're just now getting started. We're getting ready to lift the main halyard and the mainsail, and we'll get this thing going. Probably 10 minutes from coming off of the anchor, and we'll go from there. Good wind today. I think our wind angle is going to be a little bit beating into it at first. I think it's going to be a little bit above beam, or in front of the beam, so we'll see. But anyway, getting ready to get this thing rolling. And once again, we've put the sail up and totally forgot to put that on video, but just know that it went up. And we are sailing our little butts off. Yeah, 6.3 knots. Wind is definitely 15 knots. We're about, I don't know, 3-4 miles outside of from the fort, and we are making, on average, just under six knots, and that has us coming into Charlotte Harbor. I don't know what the name of that bay is, but anyway, it has us getting into the cut there in 24 hours where we're at. So about 125 miles to go. Alright, so the wind died for a little while, and we've been motoring, and we've decided that the wind's picking up, and we might have an ability to do a turn and get these sails back up. So that's what we're going to do right now. Unfortunately, the wind is out of the north 100%, so we are getting zero help from that. So we're having a motor. We got about 14 miles to the cut into Charlotte Harbor, and then we will be almost home. So we're real excited. Any minute now, we should be seeing the moon popping up, and it's a full moon. It's almost a full moon tonight, so it should be cool. So we'll see. It's always really weird kind of feeling right before the sun goes down. You know that you're getting ready to go into dark, and even though nothing really changes out here because you can't see, it definitely changes the feel of things. But I really get excited for the nights when there's a full moon, and the full moon is so cool to have when you're sailing at night. And a lot of times the dolphins like to come and play on a full moon night, so hopefully we'll get some dolphin action. We'll see. But we are definitely in the golden hour right now, no doubt. Alright, so as you can see in the background, the moon is right over here, and that guy is just coming up, and it's a full moon tonight. And then on the other side of me, the sunset going on, and it's going down. So what a cool night. And we've got some weather coming in. It's getting a little bit windy, but we knew it was coming, so it's all good. But anyway, we've had a good day today. It's been a little bit of confused winds, a little different than what we had predicted and thought was going to be. So we've had to deal with it on the fly. That's part of sailing, so it's okay. I'm getting ready to come on watch. I have the 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. shift tonight, and we'll let Burt get some sleep, and then I'll tag out with him. But it'll be awesome getting to watch a sunset and a full moon rise on my watch, which is what I'm doing right now. It's so cool. So neat to watch the sunset on one side and the full moon rising on the other side. Don't get to see that very often, probably ever, and to be 100 miles offshore makes it even cooler. So we're bebopping along. Watch the sun actually set. I'm not looking at the video. Alright, green flash, hopes. Burt, you're saying no green flash?
Nope. I think it's a myth.
Myth, huh? Oh well.
I've seen a bunch of them, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, I don't know that I have either. Alright, so it's my watch, and it is about 9:15, and Burt's been down for about an hour, and I've got an awesome full moon that is lighting up the sky. We had a storm come through right as my watch started. Good news, bad news is, the good news is that it wasn't too long of a storm, but no rain, just picked up the wind and the seas, so we're definitely having to crawl up and over all the waves, and it's knocking our speed down quite a bit, but it's what we do. You know, we're out here in the ocean, and sometimes things like this happen. But anyway, it's beautiful out. We're probably about 60 miles out. So on another note that's interesting, we have a composting toilet on board, and I realized just a minute ago while I was peeing that the pee bucket is totally full, and I'm trying to decide if it's something I want to take care of now Saturday, and we are wrapping up our big crossing. We are getting ready to come into Charlotte Harbor. Even as we speak, we're about a mile out from the cut. And we have probably done a total of 140 miles. We added probably 10 miles because we did a couple tacks over the last day. But all in all, it went real well. Awesome sunrise, awesome sunsets, moonrises, all the things you want. The only problem is we had a little problem in the bathroom. I overfilled the composting toilet, and so I got to go clean up the mess because we were beating into the waves last night, and there's...
You might want to mention it's the urine side.
Yeah, it's the urine side. It's the pee-pee side of the composting toilet that kind of got splashed around in the bathroom, and so my fault, my responsibility. So when we get into the bay here and it's a little bit calmer, I got to get down in there with some gloves and some vinegar and start cleaning up my wonderful mess. But we're gonna try to make it to Burnt Store. We're gonna get some fuel to top things off. Burt did notice that there's a little bit of extra oil in the engine, so we're gonna see what's going on with that. And if we can time it out right, we're gonna try to get fueled up at Burnt Store, which is where the fuel dock is, and then make it all the way to the lock to get inside the channel and the canal, and maybe even make it all the way to Charlotte Harbor boat storage tonight and tie up to a dock. So we'll see if that all goes down and go from there. See ya. All right, so we just made the cut. There's land right over the shoulder there. So now we've got about 20 miles till we get to the lock to get ourselves in the channel, and high tide's at 4 o'clock and it's 11 o'clock now, so we got 5 hours to do 20 miles. So that's not really that stressful, so we'll sit back and take it easy and go clean up a bathroom, I guess is what we'll do. It's time to fix a mistake. Lesson learned. This isn't gonna be fun, but it's gotta get done. So that's our composting head. There's the holding tank, and as you can see, it overflowed. And yeah, that's my problem I gotta take care of. And obviously I gotta clean the whole room because there may have been some splashing going on last night. Alright, just got done cleaning it all up. I thought about taping it, videotaping it, but trust me, you wouldn't want to see it. So. But that's part of living on a boat, man, is there's always something that comes up and things like that happen. So anyway, it's all good. Use some nice gloves and whatnot, and we're gonna live. So anyway, bathroom's back open for service. All right, it's getting close to being go time here. The lock is just over there, and we have been taking it real slow for the last 4 hours purposely because high tide is when we need to go through the lock, because there is like some really shallow areas going up to the lock. So we have literally been trying to go as slow as possible for probably 4 hours now, and man is it ever hot here. I don't understand how we came north 150 miles and yet it is twice as hot here as it was the Dry Tortugas, but that's part of the deal. So anyway, we got the bumpers out, we've got some lines ready. When we go in through the lock, it gets a little bit dicey, so we have to really be ready to go with that. And then we've got about an hour and a half long canal ride from the lock all the way to the dock of the marina that Burt keeps his boat out. The lock does not change the water in height-wise. It does keep brackish water and salt water away from each other, is what that's for. But there is still a little bit of difference in height, so there will be some pull. I remember last year us having to hold on pretty tight because of the current that ripped through there. So I got my gloves on this year. I remembered that from last year. Anyway, there is not even a breath of air out here, so it is super hot. I'm gonna put my shoes on because the deck is hot, and we have loosened up the dinghy on the back so that if we bump that it doesn't rip off our solar arch. And we're probably about 10 minutes away from go time. Want it down?
How far?
15 feet.
How much?
15. We're all through the lock. Now we got some canal time. It went a lot easier this year than last year, that's for sure.
So I saw a 4 feet 7 back there.
4.7, huh?
Yeah.
And we draft 5.5, right? 5.6.
So it must have been really soft mud.
All right, so we made it through the lock. Now we just got to see how deep this canal is. The water level is really low, at least a foot down from what it looks like it normally is. So we'll have to follow a real certain track for an hour and a half. There's little areas it tells us to stay left, stay right. We're in places to zigzag and whatnot, so this is what we'll be doing for the next hour and a half till we get to the boat storage marina. Not gonna say any names. Somebody just ran aground. Not the first time. Hopefully the last time for today. Oh, is that one of those McGregor's? That's one, isn't it? We're only about 20 minutes away from the dock. A couple more tricky spots to go, and then we're there. And we're super excited about tying up and stopping moving. We have literally been on this boat non-stop for 48 hours. Actually, Burt cheated for 2 minutes at the lock. Burt cheated. He jumped off at the lock and pulled the switch. So he actually touched a solid dock for about 2 minutes. But we're going to be excited to be off here in hopefully another 20 minutes or so. Just hours ago, we were 50 miles away from land, and now we're 50 feet on each side of us. 50 feet over here, 50 feet over there. So it's kind of interesting when you go and switch it up like that. This is our handy dandy map that tells us where to go as we're going down the canal in order to not get stuck. Very detailed.
I was a little close there. Thanks, everybody.
And just like that, we are officially back in the boatyard. Burt put it in here flawlessly. All right, currently 60 feet off the deck.
Hey, guys.
There's Mojo. Top of the mast to you. I'll put it on there. What you saying? I ate too much? All right, I got you. Good. All right, here we go. Heading down the mast. Yep, ready for the ride. Coming down. All right, Bert said we had to do this, so we got to do this.
It's pretty well chickened.
Yeah.
They chicken the shit out of this.
We'll beep that out.